welcome to the Celebrity Gossip channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Ice Spice, and there being a debate going around that is her hype matching her sales. Then later on, I'm also going to be talking about Andrew Case and his scandals. And after that, I will be talking about the Tory Lanez update. If you're interested in this video, keep watching. Ice Spice has been making a lot of noise for the last year or so, nearly a year, ever since she got seen out with Drake. I'm not being shady, but you know that's why she got popular. Apparently she was seen walking around with Drake, and you know how Drake has clout, so whoever Drake is attached to, clout automatically goes onto them, and that's what happened with her. So after she got seen about with Drake, people started talking about her. But the thing is, a lot of people now recently noticing that she has all this press and all this social media hype, but it does not necessarily translate to sales, because they're realizing even though she has a lot of social media hype, it's not as if she's like going number 1 or top 10 or even top 20 or even top 30 or 40. She's not really charting like that. Some of her fans were using the excuse that she is still in her come up, which is true. However, I still feel like you would be making noise outside of social media, because in my opinion, I don't really feel like she makes noise outside of social media. So that's the thing. I feel like it's more of us. I feel like that's why she should be an influencer, because I don't really think she can rap like that. Her bars are terrible. You know, she gives very much ABCD rhymes, but I can't even call it bars. I feel like I say that very loosely. But yeah, I just don't feel like she's a very strong rapper. I feel like she should just be an influencer, because clearly she has a social media hype and support. So I feel like she should just go do something like that instead of her and the untalented female rappers polluting what's supposed to be rap. Moving on from that, obviously, as you know, Andrew Tate's been under a lot of fire lately because he is being accused of trafficking. And he has an ongoing case in Romania, because he was arrested in Romania, and there's been a few women accusing him of, well, him abusing them. But what's even more interesting is the fact that there was a video going viral of him basically snitching on himself.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence, and you're going to have that element of influence through her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important, because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you. But you have to keep that fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy, that's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
I knew some street pimps. I've known them for a long time. Straight street pimping is a completely, in fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you, to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. At the beginning she can, but there'll become a point she can't.
So a lot of people are obviously confused by that, like why are you out here snitching on yourself? But some people are saying it's because he's dumb. I kind of feel like it's more so because he has a very big ego. You know, like, I even saw this one video where he was going on about, let's just make it go away. You know, like, here's the money, let's just pay it to go away. And a lot of rich people like him are used to thinking that way. But when reality kicks in, they have to deal with the fact that you can't always do that. You can't always pay stuff to go away. You can't always pay stories to go away. Sometimes you have to deal with the consequences. And it just kind of concerns me, because I've seen a lot of his followers, right? The ones that are very insecure about their masculinity and seek to him for wisdom and advice in order to be what he deals as a man. Not only that, I do kind of feel like a lot of his followers just hate women. And I hate to sound like one of those people, but it's the truth. You know, like, it's the truth. A lot of the people he follows is split between two groups of people. People who hate women and people who have daddy issues. You know, they seek for that figure in their life to teach them how to be a man. But the issue is, Andrew Tate doesn't behave like a man. He behaves like a child trying to be a man. You know, because every grown-ass man knows that you're supposed to treat women with respect. You know, so when I heard about these accusations, I'm going to be honest with you, I believed it. Not more so because I wanted to believe it or because I don't like Andrew Tate, because obviously I wouldn't want there to be any victims or, you know, or there to be any woman who's been abused or as trafficked. I would not want that. However, did I believe it? Yes. Mainly because there are videos, of course, out there of him literally beating on women, allegedly beating on women. Or, you know, videos of him talking down on women, saying that they should take accountability for being R-worded and stuff like that. So if you really think about the character he has, and he's that type of, I hate to use the word misogynist because it is overused, but he is a misogynist, like, let's just be honest. So if you have that character, you know, why would you really be so surprised when he constantly talks down on women and then he now gets accused of crimes against women? Like, you gotta put two and two together. So it didn't really surprise me that he was being accused of these crimes. I knew that day was coming. I knew it was coming. You know, like, you can't just pay stuff to go away. Sometimes it will come back to bite you. But yeah, moving on from that, the final topic I'm going to talk about is the Tory Lanez update. So as you know, obviously Tory Lanez recently got found guilty of shooting MeganTheeStallion, and obviously, as you know, a lot of people have still been very indecisive whether they actually believe that, because there was a lot of reasonable doubt, of course, you know, with Megan's changing story, Kelsey all of a sudden, you know, practically not being able to remember anything. So people kind of felt like Kelsey was the one who actually shot Megan. But yeah, so Tory's lawyer recently asked the judge to, like, basically remove the uh, the order on him because Tory Lanez got ordered not to basically speak about the trial. He is not able to speak about the case. So Tory Lanez's lawyer was not happy about that, and he ended up saying in court, "Your Honor, most respectfully, there have been a number of other people connected with the case and posting on social media and putting out statements. I would suggest to the court that the way the protective order was written, it's a prior restraint on free speech." Cannot argue Tuesday. I think it's inappropriate for Mr. Peterson to be put in a position where he's stopped from using his voice. Now, even though a lot of people may take offense to what I'm going to say, I'm just going to say regardless. I agree. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay, this is not to crap on MeganTheeStallion, right? Because obviously, at the end of the day, whoever harmed her, she is still the victim in the situation. But you cannot dispute the fact that ever since the situation has happened, she has been on Rolling Stone, she has been on CBS, she has been everywhere going on about it. And she has that right as the victim in the situation, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, if you look at the other side, if you're someone who's being accused of harming a woman, and they're going on national television saying this stuff about you, don't you think it's only fair you as a human being should be able to defend yourself if someone is saying these things about you? But Tory Lanez couldn't do that. He wasn't even allowed to, you know, say like, no, I didn't do that. He was not even allowed to do that. You know, so a lot of people felt some type of way about that because it kind of felt like Megan was trying to sway the public when she knew very well Tory was not even able to even talk about it on social media or even give public statements about it because he had a protective order, yet she was doing interviews and talking about it. Like, that didn't really sit right with me because even though I know it's her story and her trauma, I said from the get-go, both of you just let it play out in court because it looks like she was trying to play dirty. And I hate to say that, but that's how it came across. Because obviously, if you know someone else can't speak about it, yet you're talking about it, it looks off, you know? So that's the reason why that whole situation, it did not sit right with me. But there was a rumor that was going around, because apparently the press, the media were reporting that Tory apparently didn't show up or that he was late or whatever, but obviously that was debunked. So they ended up saying, Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, was wearing an orange jail uniform and white rosemary around his neck for the afternoon. Hearing that was delayed due to an issue with his jail wristband being too loose, Keena told Rolling Stone. Judge David Haroff signed off on the lawyer change and agreed to push Lanez's sentencing from January 27th to February 28th, when the earliest to give Kenna time to review the trial transcripts and file a motion for a new trial. The judge who also said Kenna could argue a separate motion for the date seeking to dissolve the protective order, barring Lanez from discussing the case. So basically what they're saying is that Tory Lanez recently got a new lawyer, and because his lawyer is trying to get an appeal, they have to look at all of the transcripts, you know, from basically from 2020 from where to now, you know. It's because they want to be able to review the case and be as educated as possible, because Tory's lawyer is new, so he might not know as much about the case as his previous lawyer. So he wants to be as educated as possible so that he's able to have a strong defense. But yeah, anyway, that's all in this video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share.